States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, since we're slacking a little bit, we need a selection of the vice president, since ours moved out of town on us. So, you guys, we can talk about that a little bit. Anybody be interested in being the vice president?
I'd be interested.
Okay. If anybody else opposed to that, or you can make a motion for John to set that VP seat. Can we get a second, or do you guys want to talk about anything else about it?
Yeah, I'll second.
All in favor for John being vice president? Vote carries 5-0. Well, thank you. Made that simple.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Now we'll move on to our guests. Mr. William.
Thank you for letting me speak tonight. I'm here because of what's happening next door to me at 801 Main Street. It's not just an inconvenience, it's affecting how my family lives every day. They have multiple animals. They've got goats, hogs, chickens, dogs for now. And the smell is terrible. It comes in straight into the home and yard and every daily routine. Even the animals come in the yard. Had issues for over a year with this. I'm not against the animals, it's just that the reality of it is just living right next to them. They're kept in conditions that are too tight, and the odors are, like I said, are terrible. It drifts directly into the yard and into the home, even when I got everything closed up. Can't open the windows, can't sit outside and enjoy the fresh air because there is none, and that's not something anybody should have to live with in a residential neighborhood, I feel. Flies and gnats are bad. They swarm around the porch and get inside the house, and like I said, can't sit outside. It's unpleasant. The pests are attracted to the waste that builds up out there. The situation affects their health, having to breathe all that, and it affects their comfort, ability to enjoy the home. Residential zoning, I don't think was ever meant to support these kinds of animals. Dogs and cats is a different story, but you know, all the houses are close together and yards are small, and when animals are kept in a space like this, neighbors end up living with consequences. And I wanted to ask the council to consider reasonable standards that protect everyone's well-being. Things like the kinds of animals that are allowed on a residential lot, minimum space requirements, minimum distance required from neighboring homes. I don't think these are extreme measures. They're basic protections that many towns already have in place. And I'm not here to cause conflict, but I'm here because the situation is affecting my life and the lives of my neighbors too, I'm sure, in a very real way. We deserve to breathe clean air, enjoy our yards, and feel comfortable in our homes. And on another note, I would like to see if maybe consider a noise ordinance. You know, normal noises like traffic and lawnmowers and stuff like that is not an issue. But loud music, very, very loud music from vehicles and outside stereos, and the booming sometimes is so loud it can be heard, you know, for a long time, so you can even feel it. It's a nuisance, and I'm hoping you maybe will address it. And I appreciate your time. Maybe we can get something done where it'll be a little more enjoyable.
Thank you for bringing this to our attention.
I've been talking to Mr. Megas and the neighbors for several months. You know, we're trying to work it, that, hey, get those guys to be more considerate, and it's always, yes, we're gonna do this, but it's back to the point, and I just told them recently, there's no more, animals getting in the fence. I mean, I don't think it's happened since then, but I'm like, we need to do something. It's going to get changed how we're going to deal with it. But the problem is, I know we just did the animal ordinance not too long ago, but it didn't arrest like talk about the pigs. We had pigs in town and goats. We had goats all over the place. It's not against the ordinance right now. Smells is hard. I called the health department last week. I asked them what we could do, if they could do anything, send me out and just check for sanitary conditions. They don't have that size of department because they don't do anything with that. They said as far as the smell, they said there's nothing really to do about that either. I mean, you look at the fertilizer, they spray everywhere. They said it gets into a gray area. Now, he just said he's going to ask some more people who's been around a lot longer, and maybe they could do something. I haven't heard back from him yet, and we called him back, but he didn't sound very optimistic. It's the same thing we have with everything else. Yes, we can write violation notices, and we will. I'm going to, but the enforcement in making them change, I don't know. We need something harder, something we can enforce and make them change or something. I don't know. But I agree, he shouldn't be dealing with the smell and stuff, and they've done a lot to try to keep it separated. They put a fence up in between the house, and the goats keep getting out. These people, we're building a goat fence. We got a goat fence, they'll keep them blocked in. Well, they just climb over that fence like it's no big deal. I think we need to look at the animal ordinance again. I think everybody get some input and try to do something where we can enforce it. The noise ordinance we have is for after hours. He had called cops not too long ago. Cops came and was on their side, but they don't address daytime noises as much as I think that's a lot of it is when you're getting it correct. It's more after hours is what the noise ordinance is. So I know nuisance is probably our key word. It's a nuisance. And then I think that's the way we go about it, and if they don't make changes or whatnot, but I need to probably have some.
We do have some in that, all right.
Yeah, we do, but it is, but a lot of this is.
I guess we don't want it to be a gray area.
It's a subjective thing, right? And we need some clarification.
And I did talk to the sheriff about it a few weeks ago, and she said that it was definitely fell under the nuisance thing, and apparently she has done something because he doesn't play his music near as loud. I hear it, but it's tolerable. Before, and I even have a recording of me in my bathroom with the windows closed, everything closed up, and it was so loud that my mirror on my wall was vibrating.
That's loud.
And it's ridiculous. I understand. I love music. When I'm in my garage working, I listen to music, but nobody else hears it. And you shouldn't have to listen to that boom, 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 boom constantly for hours at a time, day or night. It's my opinion.
In daytime, there's nothing that can be done because of, I know we just talked about that.
Not right now, but if it's still a nuisance, it's got to be classified as a nuisance.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's these, I know I have several complaints from Mr. Mingus and them. But, I'll go over there and I go, well, the goats, I've seen them out in the yard, not in his yard. And we call, hey, your goats are out, go put them up. And they're usually pretty good, but, they're not always going to answer. They won't answer him no more,
Well, we've had issues with loud music, people having loud stuff too, but, usually you hope that they'll just be neighborly and say, hey, yeah, we'll turn it down. But if they want,
I think
then something might need to be done.
past that
Yeah.
right now at this
Yeah, it
point.
sounds like they are.
Yeah, they officially hate me now. So
Yeah.
call me several choice words in a text.
So is there anything that we need to do? I know we just worked that animal ordinance.
We
Is there
did.
anything else that we need to do to make that more concrete where we can control exactly what animals are within a radius of neighbors and how they're kept? Because you got animals all over the place that's already kind of been here for a while.
I mean,
As long as they're
there's
not
some,
a nuisance,
there's some people
but-
here that have animals that aren't
Yeah.
a nuisance, right? And it's not bothering anybody, and they're like kind of spread out, so
Mhm.
if you, are we gonna do something, it's everybody, right? So it's a kind of a tricky area. Either way, I mean, it's up to you guys, how you wanna approach it.
Well, if
but-
we're getting multiple complaints, that's a nuisance. If we're not getting any complaints by any neighbors, then it's really not, right? So, I mean, it's,
I'm pretty sure it's a nuisance.
It's a nuisance.
The
So
definition
this
is
is-
any animal that unreasonably annoys humans, endangers the life or health of animals or livestock, or substantially interferes with the rights of citizens other than their owners to enjoyment of life or property. So
It fully falls into
Yeah.
that.
and
Absolutely
once it
falls
goes
into
into a nuisance, then really your options are just a penalty, because we can't do impoundment anymore. There's no place to impound. Yeah, I mean, you can
so just start sending them penalties is what we can do.
We do have that, we do.
It's $25 for first offense payable, and all subsequent penalties are $100.
And it's basically every day until it's fixed. That's the way I understand it.
Andrew, do you have the paperwork for the property?
See you out there?
Yep. Let's go, man. He can meet you out there if you need. That way you don't have to come in. Thank you. No.
I have something on the same deal here, but not animals. What about the doggone four-wheelers running up and down Second Street and all these others running wide open and waking people up at night after midnight? So, I mean, that should be taken care of too.
That's the thing,
Noise
after
ordinance,
11 o'clock, is it 11 o'clock on
Probably we don't
weekends,
have
10
nobody here
p.m.?
to we don't have a cop here.
Yeah, we don't have a in-town cop.
We
I mean,
don't?
that would be just
You can call the cops.
Yeah. That's the only thing that we can really do with that, because it's just like any other loud vehicle, I guess, that we'd have too.
Now, I've seen them, I know what you're talking about, I've seen fill out marks over here on Second Street.
It's become a large problem in our area too, I mean, which.
They're running all over the place now.
And maybe that's just a conversation that we have with most of the guys that we might know that's riding those and say, hey, keep them out of town if you can. You know, that might just be a friendly conversation. Hopefully that works, you know, so we don't have, because nobody wants the cops around Grandview. Nobody. If we don't have to have them here, we don't want them here, right? So, but I think that's just a conversation that we have to have with everybody that does maybe have those machines to keep them out of town. And when you do come into town to come home, then hey, keep it down. Yeah, you drive like you have some sense.
There's an
Some of them don't
issue,
even have mufflers.
Yeah, I believe that too.
there's an issue with young children on them too, with no supervision. And that's been a big issue, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning for the parents that are not sure.
That's also nothing really the town can do.
But yeah, but that's what I'm saying,
That's a cop
they need to
catching
call.
that.
That's a cop thing.
That's
Law,
law did tell them,
right.
the ones that I've seen are still out there doing it though.
We can't go cite Doug for getting his
No.
kids rides on a four-wheeler. Like, that's not something we can do. That has to be actual law enforcement.
But that's what I'm saying, that's when you have to call
Yeah.
the deputies to come in and say, hey, you know this. Mine, to me, it's the safety of the children is the main thing, even more so than the noise, but the noise, I understand, I get woke up 2 o'clock in the morning all the time by some
We
neighbors.
definitely want to take care of the noise in town. We want to try to keep it out when we can, so. And definitely take care of all the animals that are nuisances, because we have a bunch that, we still got a bunch of dogs running loose that aren't supposed to be running loose. Luckily, most of them's been friendly, but we've got dogs that run loose as well still that need to be taken care of, but it's all something that, you know, until you see it, you can't do anything with it, but hopefully we can get that nuisance definitely taken care of for you, and then we can go forward and make small strides on getting the rest of these, you know, side by sides and four-wheelers taken care of as well.
Do we have paperwork that he needs to fill out?
It's just an ordinance, and then
We need to,
probably get
I don't
the
think
fee.
I need anything else.
You know, I mean, I didn't know if we had to have a letter on file
I have
to
several.
cite the nuisance
Oh, yeah,
to go back.
I have several.
Okay.
Okay.
Is
Yeah,
that
you
the
never know how
forward?
many.
Send them a certified letter first or
No.
whatever, or they already know all about it, right?
Well, it's just different approach, I think, because I talked to him about specific entities, not just kind of like an overall nuisance, hey, this is the things going on, that need to be probably vetted through Andrew, but, they sent to him, you know, hey, this is, the problem is, you know, you send it to him, and he goes, and they go crank the music up, like, whatever day, and we go over there and the music's down, and how do you, oh, we weren't doing that. You're gonna get into,
That's law.
yeah, but, I mean, when we write these letters, okay, you need almost a verification that it's happening. I mean, I can't just send a nuisance letter. You know, they send me pictures of the animals,
I have
But-
recordings.
but you can't, in the recordings, but that's what we need, something, you can't just send it because
That's
one
what-
person says something.
That's what the sheriff had me do. She
Yeah.
had me send her some recordings of it. It just happened, he was booming when she called me
Yeah.
like 2:30 in the afternoon. She said she couldn't hear it on the phone, but she, you know, she had, so I sent her several recordings of it. I even sent her a recording of the mirror vibrating on the bathroom wall. And I haven't talked to her since then, but the noise has,
Yeah.
the music has quieted down.
Yeah.
A little over a week ago, he boomed out there for really
Yeah,
loud
it's no kidding, I hear
couple
it,
hours.
here at my house, he's not lying.
For the most part, it is quite down to a tolerable.
Yeah.
boom.
But, and you talk to Andrew, and then you like dig into all the different rules and the approach to this one. I think it's an overall approach, hey, this is your warning, this is what's coming, we can get any more complaints.
Can
You know,
we
you need to
get
fix
more
this.
neighbors to pitch in on, can we get more neighbors?
I really don't know.
Or they wanna get involved, they probably just don't wanna get
I
involved.
don't know.
I know two that will.
People here, the Swigers on the other side of me,
Yeah.
are about the only ones really that I know personally.
Yeah. You know, more the merrier, you know.
That doesn't matter. If you got a complaint from this guy,
Yep.
it should be checked into. I know there's, I wanna say there is county ordinances about animals and stuff.
Yep.
I
There it
see
is.
sheep, dogs, horses, pigs, roosters, and it's getting worse. Hell, we might as well put them up here on Main Street. They're just a block off of Main Street now. It's getting terrible.
Yeah.
And I know there's gotta be ordinances from years ago on the books somewhere.
They're all superseded, we just did the new ordinance, right, and then addressed, that mainly addressed, fowls and noisemakers, right, and it'd be classified as a nuisance, and we can go that route for the animals, but the other stuff, like I said, you know, it should be, I don't know, we package it all at once, or just separate, I mean, I guess I talk to you and kind of figure it out, but.
I think the fines are next, Stan. I think that's gonna start as soon as we can, so.
And also, if you hear the goats scream, they're not quiet.
No.
They fall in with the braying animals and stuff.
Mhm. Absolutely.
To begin with, I wasn't sure if it was a kid screaming for help. I mean, it really sounded like a kid screaming for help, but then I figured out that it was the goats. And, right now, I don't know how many goats they've got, but
Yeah.
I know they do have.
But the goats, they don't have to pay for getting their grass cut.
Well, but they keep them, well, they
Live
try to
next
keep
door
them
to
in,
live next door to 2 or 3 of them, get the smell and stuff.
I am close.
but for
I
2
know you
weeks,
are, I know you are.
for 2 weeks, they had one tied up to a
Our stuff
concrete
didn't
block
address
out in the
goats
backyard,
in town, or pigs.
so he could eat the weed.
As long as it's a nuisance, right, so that's where, if it's a blanket, whenever we figure that out, if it's a blanket coverage by those.
If you have complaints,
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
then it's.
Yeah, then it's a nuisance, so, okay. Yeah, we'll get that, we'll move as fast as we can on that. That's
I sure appreciate
because we just wanna make sure that we cover everything on our end that we have to before we can start doing anything forward with, the fines and whatnot, so. I appreciate you bringing that forward today, thank you.
Glad to do it.
All right, we'll move on. Can I get a motion to approve the regular, or the last regular meeting minutes, please?
I'll make a motion to approve last month's, minutes.
Second.
second.
All in
I
favor?
wasn't here, but I'll
Oh, yeah. What carries 5-0? Still got to read them.
Yeah, I didn't get to read them.
And watched.
Watched.
Okay, we'll move on to, while we're signing that, we'll move on to, the superintendent report. See what he needs to go over.
I sent y'all this stuff in the packet, so y'all got to read it for the most part. I'm only gonna touch a couple of things. If y'all have any questions about any of it that was in the packet, ask me on that one. Up in the water, the leak detector. We talked about this thing before. It cost $7,519. The price hasn't went up since this thing came out. I would like to get one for the town. Not only for leak detection, but also could use it to help locate some of these lines. You can kind of use it in that order to follow running water when we're out there digging, so we can accurately mark unknown lines. But I was gonna bring it up again. The price is right there on there. It hasn't, like I said, once they brought this thing out, the price hasn't raised in like over a year and a half, whatever. I don't think it's gonna stay that price for forever. But I'd like to get that. That's up to you guys.
Well, that being said, does somebody want to make a motion to approve Sam to order the leak detector system, for their use?
I'll make the motion for Sam to order the leak detection system.
Can I get a second?
I'll say.
All in favor? That carries 5-0. Thank you for keeping on us about that, because I think that'll help you guys out a lot.
It will.
You guys have been working on way too many water leaks. So.
We will. It will. We got a few more that we know we got to get, and then it'll help us narrow down. But small leaks. We're not like gushing water, but we know there's a couple places that we need to get out there and kind of look at. All right. We had Commonwealth that came out and they did the sludge profile. They had somebody come do a sludge profile at the lagoons, which is good because one, we need it for the project, but it's also now an annual requirement to get a sludge judge, which we didn't have to before. So this will match that or meet that for this year, and next year we'll just have to start getting somebody out there judging it, checking all the stuff out.
How deep was it, Sam?
I didn't know. Did you help me?
North pond was about 1.5-ish, give or take. South pond was 1.25.
And he said that I talked to Braden this morning. He said it's like usually it's kind of like the drainage where it comes out on the north pond, and then kind of where the outfall is, where it kind of builds up like in different areas.
That'll be the average.
Yeah.
That average was like 18, 19 inches and like 15, 16 inches, 14, 15
Yeah.
inches, I think, on South pond.
But I haven't seen the report yet. I don't know if but we should get a copy of it. Mower. Well, actually, the swing at Jenny Park. Those swings actually came in today, so we will get those up at Jenny's Park. The other ones have been either cut, damaged, whatever. So we'll get those back in. Talon, he's no longer mowing. I had a baby. We've been back helping staying out. We need somebody else to come in full time. There's an application right there. I handed around. Bob Douglas, he mows already like 92 different yards a week. I know, he has experience mowing. I think he'd be good. But he's talking to, I think, Donna not too long ago. He's a neighbor. He lives in town. So we need somebody this year. We need them pretty quick because all these projects we're talking about doing. It's hard to get Walker up, and we can't really get started. I've been borrowing Doug, come in and do some work, and Doug works for free. I mean, it's not right for him to spend a retirement doing that.
I enjoy it.
But we do need somebody. I would like to, if you guys approve of him, of Bob, let's get him in here because we need a full-time mower right now. The grass is getting crazy. It's growing like wildfire.
Yeah, just like what Talon was doing.
So I just want to make sure.
Yep. Yeah, just see
clear
it.
that up.
So
separate,
can I get a-
make it separate.
what was,
What was the balance?
Town was at 13. I honestly think we should leave Bob there. Not that I don't think he needs the money, but we need him, and I want to, and next year we may need to bring somebody back and keep him happy if that's the case, right?
no, can I get a motion if you wanna make it?
Does Bob have a date he could start?
I think tomorrow,
Yeah, even better.
if I get my way.
Yeah, we are. So can I get a motion to accept Bob Douglas as our summer help for $13 an hour?
Make a motion for Bob Douglas for seasonal help for for mowing, for
Second,
$13 an hour.
I'm second it.
all in favor? Vote carries 5-0, thank you guys, make it simple.
And then the next line there, the SCAG. We're past the hours we normally would trade it out, but we're gonna just ride it out to the end of the season and then swap. We've already let all seasons know that we're gonna do it. Once I get to that point, I'll need y'all's approval. When we get the quotes or whatever the estimate is, the price on it.
Okay.
I'll bring that in later, but in the season. I don't know if y'all heard the siren last week.
Mm-hmm.
It did, but the problem is,
I never hear it.
they set it off at dispatch, and it didn't go off here. So they called Donna, we had Stephanie Melton called and said, hey, is your siren going off? She called dispatch. The connection between us and dispatch is good. But for some reason, I don't know if there's just too many things in the system, something they gotta figure out. Our siren is good. They did tone tests a few weeks ago, both tones they do, and then they manually set it off individually last Tuesday. So, siren, we wondering like, well, what's wrong with siren? It's not on us. It's on them. They gotta fix it, get it connected somehow. And we bought some solar lights, some digital ones, like $10 ones, for to put down at the boat dock and at the ramp, both ways. I know it's pretty dark down there. Unsafe buildings. I talked to Lechner's again last week. They're supposed to come out last week and start. There's something going wrong with a piece of equipment. They're supposed to be here this week.
Like on this building here,
Yeah, those three.
those three.
Yeah.
What's happening with the, post office itself?
We're gonna separate it and leave it until
Good luck.
until we get this other one done, and we'll figure it out after that.
That's good enough for me.
But yeah, they're supposed to start. I don't know when this week. They said it's gonna be this week.
Lawsuit went through on Counsel, you seen that
Oh, yeah, Counsel done got their 2 buildings tore down.
Yeah, today.
today, we started today.
I just love to see her face.
Other than that, I did send out 5 certified letters this week for grass and weed and rank vegetation in different
I've seen
places.
a couple of them got low.
The reason I say I only did 5 is because, you guys send it certified, it's $50 every time, so if you send 5. And we'll have to follow up, they got 10 days to make the corrections on the ones that, if they haven't mowed it, and then we'll do follow-up letters and fines and fees and penalties. Now, some of these are those big lots that are next to the lift station.
That's me.
The other ones, right here, we need to get these things done, and he's here to talk about it, which he has the right to, on the letter, he had 10 days to come correct it. After these 5 are taken care of, I'm moving on to the next 5, right? Just trying to get them all done. And get
I don't
cleaned
know
up.
whether I'll be able to get it done in 10 days or not, but I'm gonna start on
If
it.
you can make progress,
I will.
then we are good with that.
Okay.
I know it's not easy.
Yes.
And I don't expect.
With the rain and.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And I didn't wanna burn anything, right now. I was gonna wait till winter,
Yeah.
and do it. I had every intention to do it. I'm sorry you guys have to send me this letter.
Yeah. Well, and I appreciate you coming in, honestly.
Yeah, and I intention to take care of it. I'm gonna bring my bush hog stuff over there
Okay.
and start on it, okay, guys?
That's
But
perfect.
there's no way I'm gonna get it 10 days or nothing like that,
No.
I'll hack at it probably until fall if that's okay with you guys.
We just appreciate you coming here.
Because, like I said, what I want to tell people is got a big problem like that, progress is all we see progress
Yeah.
and working on it, good.
Well, yeah, with the weather and stuff raining every other day, and now it's so humid, I can't do much.
No, yeah.
But I'm gonna hack at it. I'll get it by fall. I'll have it all cleaned up back like
Thank you for coming
it
in
should
and
be.
talking about it.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate
Right.
it.
Yes, thank you.
I'm sorry, like I said, I'm sorry you had to see me this better. I had every intention of doing it.
Of course.
Well, I appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Alright, again, pending any questions, if you have any other questions on what I sent you guys.
Since Commonwealth is here, if they wanna give us an update.
Yeah.
Aaron with Commonwealth Engineers, thank you all. So, two things, I'll go ahead and update with him, mention the, sludge dredge. So, the sludge dredge has been done, like I said, it was around 16, 18 inches, I think, on the north one, 14-ish inches or so on the south one, on the South Lagoon, so that's all done. Survey was completed about a couple months ago, so we're working on getting those prints, kind of finalized and whatnot. We'll probably sit down and see him here in the next week or two and kind of go over those prints and go over kind of the areas for erosion correction, as well as kind of the outfall structures, so you can get access to the outfall
Yeah, I
structures.
did talk to
Right.
Braden this morning about the outfalls.
Yeah, I've got an idea, but I want to sit down and make sure that I understand from the old 71 prints, that's how they actually look, because the old 71 prints are pretty hard to look at. I know you probably haven't laid a bunch of eyes on them,
I haven't,
but
you cover it up, you can't get to them.
yeah, so I just kind of want to show you what my thought process is on how to get it corrected versus what you're seeing is the problem. So then that way we can make sure we get it all tackled there. So then I'll kind of go on the schedule. So kind of moving forward here, looking to advertise August 19th. Prior to that, we need to get the bond ordinance in place, which is I think is like August 17th-ish, and we can send these dates out, just kind of go over some of this stuff. For the award process, we will need a special meeting. That's September 14th-ish, give or so date. Basically, you need 4 weeks of advertisement. It's 3 weeks. We'll usually do 4 weeks of advertisement for public ads for bid openings. Again, I'll summarize all this to council and everything, so you can have that from documentation purposes, right? So then I'll have that open it up middle of September to look to get everything closed out by sometimes till the end of October, November-ish time frame. So Okra basically has a 90-day bid hold, so if we open in September, we have to award and sign contracts by 90 days from the time that the bid opens. That's Okra's requirements there. So we're moving forward. Yeah, just a few other hurdles to get lined out and timelines lined out. So, any questions?
What was that digging we did out there? Did they ever come up with anything on that?
That was the,
That was the problem
that's over
with
there top
the survey.
towards the city. So I don't know the results for that.
Where the wet spots was?
Yeah, there's some organics, but there wasn't a very definite seam of some sort.
Okay. No sewage, seepage?
Yeah, just organic, so you could tell that it's potentially, it's not for sure. So I think kind of what we're looking to do in that area is in the footprint of where the wet area was, go beyond it on each side of it and go ahead and put in a liner, a clay liner on that, and just kind of rebuild that clay liner, just to try to hold that back. There's some concerns if you put too much on the dry side of it, you could actually kind of go somewhere else, right? Water's going to go where it wants to go, so the goal for water is to keep it out of where it needs to go instead of keeping it in.
I was just curious. I've been curious about that ever since we did it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's good then. I think sewage.
Yeah.
Separate topic. Water audit was, you know where we're at with that.
Yes, yours is done. So you'll be getting your letter probably any day. You were one of the fastest one to get us all the information we need. So,
all right.
Yeah, I may have a question for you.
Okay.
Let me go back and look at it. I'm trying to remember. I had more than one, but somebody I think said they sold more than they produced, and it wasn't you. But I just was go back.
Well, they had
I think there may have been a math error one. I don't think it's yours, but my brain's.
But one thing that they do is their times. It depends on how much is off. There are times when we check and when they check, they're not synced. So they check like 15 days or 14 days after us, or vice versa. So our reads are what they reported might be off compared to what we reported.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I don't think it was you, but you'll get that same memo. So we always send in the memo. It's about a 5-page memo that goes over what's the intent of the water loss audit, what did we look at, what was your score, and then the highest 3 or highest 5 criteria to improve that score.
Yeah.
So like the water loss audit doesn't just look at water loss percentage, it also takes into consideration a score associated with that. So if your water loss is say 20, your score may be a 30, for example, because that shows that but basically goes 0 to 100, 100 being the most confident that your water loss percentage is that. Closer to 0, the less confident you are of what your water.
We usually sit pretty good, I think.
Yeah, with your massive wholesale, right? What you buy out being more wholesale than inside, you don't have the infrastructure to maintain your large volume of water as you guys produce. So usually water loss is
Yeah. That works.
Any other questions for me?
Well, thank you for the
Okay,
update.
like I said, I'll make sure that Eric or I send out these dates. There's not much that you guys have to do. There's the bond ordinance that has to get done here, I think, in August, and then the actual special meeting. None of that stuff has to get scheduled now at this point here, but I'm going to get all those major milestone dates.
I think it's not good for that.
Definitely want
I
to
think
drop
it'll
the
be
ball this time.
I think we should be getting rolling now.
Sounds good.
The
Thank you,
September
sir.
meeting for the budget, we can change that.
You think you make it on that?
I'll make it out for the
Yeah,
14th.
if that's what we're gonna,
We'll have to let
want to
them
list
know.
everything,
We can change
probably
it.
move it up.
Yeah.
Make sure we stay on timeline.
She's not here birthday.
Oh, you can go back from Revolution, okay. On the 14th.
Yeah.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yes, thank
Take
you.
care. Yeah.
All right, fire department report, anything, did you hear from anybody?
I haven't heard anything.
Okay. Parks, anything on that?
Oh, I did have one thing, actually, when Stephanie Melton came by, we was talking about, the tornado sirens and all the damage she's surveying, and she's talking about our shelters, the church we have that where everybody can go in is really nice. But if anybody around town has one or y'all know them, they need to probably report it in, because say they go into a shelter and a tree falls on it, and we don't know where they're at, or know that they're in there, we need to know where to look, so maybe we can get it out there that they need to record someone here, we're here, that, hey, these people have shelters, just so something happens, we can go look for them.
I know a lot of towns are putting it on the bill, just a reminder of it, because it's not, most places they know until it has a basement. But if it's a cellar, there's places you probably wouldn't even know
Or
that it
there's
had
some
one,
really
and if
nice
a tree
ones that people are
falls.
building now that are
Yeah.
just kind of hidden because they want to be hidden,
Mm-hmm.
so,
Nice.
So it's just, we'll have to probably figure something out and write it on the bill, just, if they don't report it, then they don't, but at least
Yeah.
if we offered it,
yeah,
it'd be good to know.
okay.
Okay, now, that's all I
On parks, sorry.
got.
There's something I'd like to bring up, I don't know if this would need to fall underneath parks or not. I'm sure that y'all have gone through Jasper by Jasper Engines up through there, and there's this huge, beautiful American flag there. And I know there is, sometimes you can get grants, sometimes you can't, but I feel that as you come into town, right there by the river, and I know it had to be put out of floodplain and everything, which is going to be pretty high, but we could do it, to put one of those huge flags where it's seen as you come into our beautiful town. And I think it shows a lot of pride. We have a lot of veterans here, and whether we have veterans or not, I think it's something that would be a beautiful add to our town. And I just wanted to throw that out there and see what everybody thought, and mull it over, talk about the next meeting or something. But I really do think it would be something that would be another show off for our town, so to speak.
The flagpole that we got out there already, will that hold up?
Talk about a garrison size flag.
Not that big.
You
Maybe
need-
not
It's
that
about
big.
10 grand,
That's
I
way-
think,
that's way
right
too
there.
big.
For a garrison
There
flag,
was
you need several people to raise a flag like that,
Yeah.
at least to do it.
When it doesn't
You
have
gotta
to be
keep it
quite
on
that
ground.
big, but
Yeah,
it
well,
would be
just
beautiful to
it's
get one
heavy.
that's,
If it's windy, it'll lift you off the ground.
Yeah. I mean, I think what we have down here, as soon as you come to town, that's the first thing you see, the
First
flags
thing.
are flying.
This, yeah,
First thing I see.
yes, I mean, we could probably put a bigger flag
yeah,
on that
maybe
pole,
we
but
could at least put a bigger one.
not probably not the best.
No, not that big, but it could go a lot bigger than that one
But
is.
we can do, I think that's 3x5.
Grandview,
We do a
that's
4x6, 4x6 is a standard size.
Yeah.
It's bigger, it's like the one we have hanging right here.
You'll have to see what the spacage is.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have to
that's the
change
main
that.
thing right there, that wraps around the other pole.
Yep.
Cause you deal
that
with it
too.
down here with ours being close together, you can't.
That's what
quite
happened,
do
yeah,
that.
they kept getting caught on the top there.
Yeah, I got twist mine around over there.
They also
Every
have,
two or
I would
three days,
definitely look into
at
that
the
though.
house.
Yeah.
they have
I
a,
think it's,
I think a 5x9 one I have too. That's the, even bigger. There's different sizes you can order, yeah.
We have 5x8 over there.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice size.
Yeah.
That's where we used to get them from. Have you been getting
That's
them
how I
from
still
there?
get
Yeah.
and then I'll go ahead and mention, so the Grandview Summer Music Fest, whatever we're calling it, August 22nd. So I'm buttoning up the last few things, like I said, with the fire marshal, and then trying to get this flyer made to make sure everything's covered in that. So, and then I'm gonna get that posted this week. So I just definitely wanted to mention that one more time before next month comes around. So
Could either you or John
You have a
say
paper.
somebody?
You have
Okay.
a paper.
Well, I'm sure I
Yeah.
would have some questions too to go along with that, but, and I do have a couple people that were, in the talent show last year that are really good. And I talked to a couple of them and they said that they would be more than happy to come and donate their time and play some entertainment if we would.
Absolutely.
They said just to let them know the time, period.
okay.
Hope Sam get that one kid, that young kid.
Oh, well, I
You
ain't
talk
talked
to
to,
him?
I ain't talked to
Is that Corley?
nobody.
Oh, you haven't?
Kinda like you guys on the sidelines just watching, I don't know what's going on too much.
Oh, yeah? I don't know
You're telling me.
Not really, he's been
Yeah.
kinda running it.
Yeah, young kid.
Corley?
Like 18 years
He's
old.
from Kentucky.
He's 15.
15, 16.
Yeah, he's 15, Corley.
Yeah, one guy,
Yeah, he was
the
tough.
guy though, we can call him, the guy who did the DJing last year said that, he would do it again. It was free, but he's the manager of those kids.
Yeah, I talked to his mom all the time.
Those two boys, they're
I
actually
think
both of them.
North Dakota was having this going on, man.
Well, yeah, and
I think he's
everybody's
trying to
gonna be
leave,
welcome.
he's trying to leave me out of it.
I was trying to.
You're gonna have an accident.
I think he's trying to spare me, honestly.
Yeah.
And I wasn't.
Okay, well, I didn't know.
Yeah.
No, I was trying to keep everything as simple as possible, so we didn't have, and still invite those artists, but not to have them set up, breakdown set up, and not have
Yeah,
to
and I told him
get
that.
somebody from Indianapolis to come run the show.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like we're spending a lot less money here. That's actually zero for a DJ and zero for the George and the boys, right? Is that what
Right.
they're called?
George
So-
and the Country Boys.
Yeah. So.
Oh, well, I'm
So
sure.
we partnered up with the Civic for the first little band that is going on first. So trying to keep it simple, keep it small, so we can make sure we can grow it and not start big and then come back. So that was yeah. So we needed to figure it out and get that done. So that was the plan for this year. I didn't want to go too big where we couldn't handle it.
True.
So
These food trucks, you know, how many we have.
right now,
So a few asked, they don't wanna overlap, like.
yeah, definitely not. So I was
we
hoping
already
for
had a
3.
taco
I know
place
we've
that
got,
wanna come.
yeah, so we don't yet. I've not reached out because I got with the health inspector,
Mhm.
and I did not get the total list, so I have not reached out. But if they're already in cahoots with the health inspector, that's perfect.
They're already out of
So that's great.
local things,
Yeah.
so.
No,
Has
it's-
Michael been spoken to about this? Cause I know I haven't
Fire
even seen him
department.
for a long time, but
yeah, I haven't seen him either, so it's
we'll
hard
have to
to.
have some details in on them.
Yeah. Yep. So.
They didn't have no trouble last year.
No.
So,
All right.
So we're in a little cubby hole.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right, we'll move along. New business, the form lines.
We,
Form ones.
Form 1.
I always say that every single time. I always forget to fix it on here.
2027 budget is starting. And the only thing that we looked at that needed to be raised was the, employee wages.
Yep.
If you see anything else that needs to go, Do you want the project again?
What's that?
No. Do you, sorry, do you? So if you see anything off, but the only thing that I touched a little bit was the employee wages. That's up there, smaller.
How are you looking at this?
There's the inside. Do I need a motion or anything to?
No,
Nothing
this
to
is
do the
just,
next.
yeah. And that's it, I heard something about moving up one of the meetings.
Mm-hmm.
So from the public hearing to the adoption, she's gotta have 30 days. So if you move up September's meeting, you're gonna have to move up August's meeting. So I don't know what all that was for, but
The September one?
I think it was just to try to line up with Commonwealth states.
Yeah, to line up with the dates to get all the acceptance for,
so whatever, I mean, she can let you guys know, but whatever date they need, then
yeah.
you
We'll
need
make
to move
it,
up
we'll make
August.
it, we'll make that
Because
decision
you
on
can do
moving
that.
up by next month instead of,
Well, we'd have to move on next month.
yeah.
Yeah,
Are
'cause
you
you
talking about, we have to move with August too, or is the one after?
No, because we want to do the public hearing in August and then the adoption in September.
Is that what you
so-
said? I thought it was September.
September was for them.
For them. But for the budget, she'll want to do the adoption in September, so she can get it sent to the state. They get real,
Gotcha.
Finicky.
so, yeah.
So I'll just send out a text and tell you what day we're changing it to.
Sounds good.
Right, along with,
We'll figure out.
Was there many of them paying at the dock, or
it'll be what.
have you checked it?
Yeah.
Seems like you did.
Yeah, it's quite a few. Yeah, we have to get it.
It's the 14th, I think they were wanting.
I'm like 90 now.
Yeah, it's a Monday, so second Monday of the month.
Okay.
See,
Yeah,
I've seen quite a
probably
few
on the
stop
Doing
second.
the demo.
I don't know.
They have a demo option now
August.
too. Stacy might know that one. You can pay right on your phone.
Oh, really?
September 14th, can't
You
do.
know, that's what he was
It's a
doing
Friday.
that
It's
day.
September
Friday.
14th, yes.
I seen him standing down
It's a
there.
Monday.
That's
Yeah,
it.
so
Goes
the
right
second
to-
Monday in August would be the 10th.
That's good.
They have a game or something.
I sit over and,
Not in August,
Yeah.
September.
watch people
September
come down there and
14th.
yeah, but they're gonna pay, well, that paid.
I'll just have to have somebody cover no matter which way I look at it, so.
We did quite a few.
That's good. Yeah,
We'll
I
figure it out.
figured you can trust them.
Midway down.
Yep, that sounds good.
So is 14 just to accept bids though? Because if it is, we wouldn't have to move
Do you want to meet twice in September?
it there.
Dakota really doesn't like that.
It's up to you guys.
And I don't blame you, because
You
there
only
for a
need-
while we were
Probably only
meeting,
need 3 to open bids anyway, I'm
Yeah.
sure, so.
I go
for a while we
meet
were,
twice in September because I'm on vacation.
we were doing it for a while. we
Probably,
were-
yeah.
Oh my God, it got ridiculous, so,
It did, it did.
yeah.
Okay,
So August 14th, August 10th and
August 10th.
September.
August
September
10th, September
14th.
14th are our next 2 meetings now.
August 10th and September 14th. Regular scheduled time.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll probably
Well,
6 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Unless Commonwealth has a special that they need to do beforehand.
Say 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Both, yeah, unless Commonwealth requests it to be a special
Special edition.
to let us know.
September what?
14th.
So you're gonna have to set the time and advertise it, and you won't be able to change. Talk to,
Mhm.
So if we get 6, and then.
Yeah.
and then tell them they can either have 5:45 or, yeah, because it won't take you 5 minutes.
We'll move along to clerk treasurer's report. Can I get a motion to accept the financials?
Yeah, I'll accept the financials.
Can I get a second? All in favor? Vote carries 5-0, thank you.
And then also, the amended salary for whenever I added Jessica to it, I just need to re-sign. I need a motion on this, since we.
No, they already
No,
voted on her
okay,
salary.
I just need to update. Then, I wasn't here when the fund went down with the homeless guy, but he is gone.
Yeah.
And,
Williams and B.
This is on Facebook.
Yeah, just go.
but Andrew drew up info that will help us
future.
in the future, for the length of, you know, for no length of time that they're to be here.
Yeah. It kind of broadens out a little bit of people just,
Ordering.
it's
Overseeing
hard.
their time.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, or I sent an email just kind of pass around, but it's hard to kind of draw the line of where somebody is loitering and being a problem and a person's right to be on public property to just be on public property. So I tried to kind of thread the needle a little bit. It did get a little lengthy trying to stay in that line. But then also to cover some situations if we were to have people that were camping out, which I guess we've had down by the river occasionally and things like that. Try to kind of address that part of it as well as update a couple other provisions that were, I think, maybe a little bit more questionable. So obviously, I would take a look at it. I mean, it's 11 pages. I don't expect everybody to be like, hey, we'll just vote on it right now. But I think maybe we'll better address things like for the situation we had here.
Yeah, it was bad.
Well, and it required us to give service to him by mail. And when you're homeless, you can't give service by mail. So, like, we have to update things like that, where we can do personal service and stuff like that. So, yeah, just read through it. Let me know if this is what you want to address, if it's too much, if it doesn't address something. But it is really difficult to get something that is constitutionally valid, that allows people to be on public property, but also prevents people from doing things on public property that they're not supposed to do. That I mean, because there's been towns that said, you know, have tried to kind of outlaw loitering, and then that's kind of been thrown out by the courts, and then, you know, the state recently put in the 48-hour camping ban, and the reason they call it a camping ban is because you can't, you know, criminalize being homeless itself, so you have to criminalize the conduct, and then you have to make the conduct so much so that that's why it's so weird where they can leave for 48 hours and come back, and because it's a very kind of hard balance to reach. So
How can somebody get 48 hours, like over here at the bench, then go move somewhere else and get 48 more hours, then move somewhere else and get 48 more hours in the same damn little town? That's
Well, he was
bull.
trespassing on our property.
He's
He was in the
trespassing
garage
on
and
yours.
kind of made up housekeeping.
Well, he's
Had a
trespassing
candle
on
there
church.
too.
Right, too, but I
And
guess-
so, but I guess once run him off, but I didn't know that we still had problems with him, or else I would.
I didn't have a
Well, I
problem
think what
until I
Doug's
had
talking about is
comments.
that Indiana ordinance, the new Indiana laws, what he's, was public. I mean, you could get him off your property, it's your property, but I think the point Doug's making is
Yeah,
the city property, it's
Yeah.
from one
City
business to
property,
another.
city
here to here.
property.
yeah, and we can't impose penalties for something the state already penalizes. So we can't have like the exact same thing that says, hey, we're gonna now do an ordinance the same way. So we can kind of adopt it and say, hey, we're gonna enforce this because of statute, and we'll call officers and stuff out there, but we can't necessarily make the exact same conduct penalized under a different statute. It has to be either different conduct, it has to be different conduct that's maybe not covered by that statute.
Yeah, just. Okay. Well, do we have anything else we'd like to discuss while we're here before we move along?
Have we had anybody come in and check the wall in the main lobby there? Yeah.
Check.
I think we need to get it checked because it's kind of like a car. If you let something go, it's going to get worse. And Donna had made a comment on how that wall had some issues before. And we don't want it to get to that point again because we don't need to have an issue like coming over there. We got old buildings. I mean, it's a beautiful old building. It's old building.
Right.
So if we could possibly get someone in here to, you know, check it out, make sure it's safe, and see what we can have done to it to put it back in the right shape and get it more secure and safe. And more eye-appealing too.
Well, I'm sure Grandview's been thankful that Jessica's been sitting here as well, so that's been a
They
plus.
are.
I've heard a lot of good
They
things going
are.
around the town. I wanted to make
Everybody.
that comment, so
Yeah.
I know that.
Everybody
I know,
calls us.
yeah.
Everybody.
So that's been great for us anyway. All right. Well, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Before you do, can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
this is Sam and your lawyer. Is there a court date, or have you refiled on getting her building down too?
There's not, and we have not refiled yet. I just told you.
But are you going to?
Don't know.
We're working with their counsel concerning how exactly to close the case specifically. And there's some parts that I don't want to talk about publicly because that's a negotiation inside of the case in terms of how it's dismissed, when it's dismissed, and under what degree. Or there's some other parts that I'm not going to talk about, but I have reached out to him and we're working on it.
Okay.
But our main focus is the 3 buildings that we can.
Right, I
get down.
understand.
And then once it's done with that.
But what happens if they come over here, they cut that roof off, and then the whole damn thing falls over on it?
When we get to that day, when that happens, I guess we'll deal with that then. I don't know.
It's already condemned. I mean, seriously, domain, you could get it through that.
Well, we're just gonna make sure when we do that one, it's right, so we're in the same shape as what Hamilton just did, because they went through it, and I think they did their stuff wrong at first, and they redid it, and now here's where they're at. So I think that was
Once we got it right.
the talk we had, we're gonna make sure, once we get it, like, it's right.
Took 2 years.
It took them a while, yes.
Yeah, took almost
But,
2 years.
Yeah,
We're getting there.
once we get to it.
Okay.
We're getting there ourselves.
Yeah.
But this other part's coming down next week.
It's supposed to start this week. When I talked to you last week, it's supposed to start taking it in.
Okay.
It was supposed to be last week, but the problem with it.
Yeah. I heard you say that, but
Yeah,
I mean,
but that's for last week. So the last text I got from them on Friday was this week.
this week.
Stan?
One thing, Dakota, I think it might have been late last winter, early spring, someone said they had been in contact or talked to somebody from the United States Postal Service. Have you heard any more from them or anything about a post office back in town?
From what?
The only thing that I've been told is they've got 2 locations, it's a 4-year process, and we're on year 2.
I heard this winter, a decision will be made on which of the 2 sites will be picked, was supposed to be decided into this year. But that doesn't mean
It's gonna happen.
it's going in right away.
So we still have 2 more years basically before
The
they.
post office guy is the one that I heard that from.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second? All in favor? Okay, it's fine. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming tonight.